Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. We always like to tour around the county and talk to the mayors of some of the cities, and with us now is the mayor of Newport Beach, Keith Curry. Welcome.
Thanks, Leslie.
How is Newport Beach? You know, we talk to cities from time to time. We hear some are going bankrupt and some are having some difficulties. How's Newport doing? Well,
Newport's doing very well. You know, back in 2010, we adopted a 15-point fiscal sustainability plan that sets forth our policies that we're going to follow. They fall into three categories: living within our means, managing the city effectively, and supporting the underlying local economy. And because of those policies, we've weathered the recession pretty well. We've reduced our workforce, we've generated budget surpluses, we've not touched our reserves. In fact, our reserves are higher than they've ever been in the 107-year history of the city. And we're beginning to have job creation and economic growth in the community again.
Makes some good common sense, but common sense hasn't even worked out for a lot of cities lately, especially with the police and fire, unfunded pensions and things like that. How are you doing there?
Well, it's a challenge, and pensions are a very big issue in our city. In fact, the costs are going to double over about a 5-year period. But we've been able to work very successfully with our bargaining units, with our policemen, our firemen, our miscellaneous employees, and they've gone from picking up zero cost of their pensions in 2007 to where by the time these contracts are fully phased in, they'll be picking up $6.6 million annually in pension costs. That's been a tremendous help to us in sharing those costs with our employees and keeping costs down. We've also introduced new tiers for all of our employees so that the big pension plans are only going to be for those employees who are currently there, and they're no longer going to be for new employees. It's important to know that 62% of our pension costs are for people who are no longer with the city. They've already retired, so there's nothing we can do about that. But working with the people who are currently working with the city, we've been able to make some meaningful reductions in pension costs.
Okay. Well, you are moving. The city literally is moving. You were working out of trailers down on 32nd and Newport Boulevard. You're moving into some fancy digs. How's that going?
It's going very well. We've had our second council meeting in the new chambers. We'll move the administrative offices in February, and in May we'll have a major open house for the community. I think people are going to be very proud of the new Civic Center, and it's more than just a city hall, it's a civic center. It's City Hall, it's a new emergency preparedness center, it's a dedicated community room, it's a 17,000 square foot expansion of the library, and it's the 4th largest park in the city. So it's really going to be a focal point for the community to come together, someplace that people are going to be proud of, and it will be an icon of our community for the next 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting looking with the wavy roof on there and all. Other parks coming into the city?
There are. You know, parks really define a city and help make its identity. And in addition to the Civic Center Park, the 4th largest park in the city, we're getting ready to break ground on Marina Park. We took over an old trailer park and we're turning that into an open area for the public, a beach, a new Girl Scout center, a sailing center, and Sunset Ridge Park, which will provide very important youth sports fields on the west side of Newport Beach where they're desperately needed. So 2 more major parks will be underway as soon as we open this next Civic Center Park.
Not all of your decisions regarding recreation have been popular. 2 of them, the dock fee increase and the fire rings. The dock rate went up. It used to be $100 for people to have their boats annually. Now it's 52.5 cents or something a square foot. Why such a big jump? Why not incrementally over time?
Well, because it's been $100 for 24 years. The fact of it is that previous councils never really addressed that issue. We have a responsibility under state law to manage the state tidelands as a public trust and to get fair market rents. But they are going to be phased in over 5 years. For most people paying $100 a year, they're going to be paying in the neighborhood of $300 to $400 a year. So while it's a big percentage jump, it's not a big jump in terms of total actual dollars when you consider the value that you receive from having a dock and the ability to utilize public water and the value that that gives you for your personal property. It's also important to know that this is linked with a $29 million capital improvement plan for the harbor. So all the taxpayers of the city are going to pay for that, but it's also important that those who personally benefit pay for that as well.
Very nice to talk to you, Keith Curry, Mayor of Newport Beach.
Thank you, Leslie.
And nice to have you along on this local edition.